Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to talk about storytelling. 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 Roll that intro. Bow, 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 bow. Because of the way society developed, stories became myth, myth became legend, and legend became literature. Stories are much more than books. They could be anything from a man sitting down at a fire, telling a story to 5 children as they're surrounded by a forest. And it could be energetic young improv students bouncing ideas off of each other at the quick lightning pace of... It could also be a dancer moving vibrantly across the stage, so gracefully telling a different story, non-vocally. Popular stories often all have similar things in common, whether it's a true love, triumph over unimaginable odds, a redemption story, someone returning home after a long time. All these stories have one thing in common. They all attempt to create a response in your brain to release chemicals. Whether that is positive or negative completely depends on the story. My examples, mostly positive, but there's also negative examples, such as horror, fright, fear, and these things also elicit responses in your brain. I say all this to basically say a story is something that you respond to, that your brain processes. It's not just books, it's not just paintings. There are many, many different ways to view a story. So to transition all that, I'm going to show you guys 5 of my favorite stories. And if you guys want, in the comments below, I'd love to see what your favorite stories are. A podcast that I spend a lot of my time enjoying and watching, but never before I go to sleep or at night in the dark, is called Lore. Lore is a podcast about dark historical tales. Each episode explores mysterious locale, crazy creatures, tragic events, all embedded in our history books. The way it embeds realism into horror is very surreal and nerve-wracking. Number 2, Critical Role is a Dungeons & Dragons stream. It is a story told by 7 professional voice actors who get around a table and act. Whether they're dealing with insane odds or deadly liches, or the death of a friend and a tragic falling. It always impresses me that they're able to bounce off each other and improv, well, frankly, to the level of an actual written story, to the point where some of the viewers believe that the story is written beforehand, even though it's completely all improv. It's actually insane. If you like fantasy stories in the slightest, check it out. Third, another role-playing stream, Kolak 1991. Kolak 1991 features a cast of teenagers who are suddenly left without their friend who mysteriously disappears. They go around this town solving mystery after mystery until they find out their friend is no longer in the universe. And there are several other universes that they have to deal with, making deals with other universes, time traveling, and eventually ending up with superhuman powers. These are just some of the things on Kolak 1991. However, there's much more to it. My favorite thing about the stream is that while it can be very serious and dark, dealing with several dimensions and time travel and all of these superhuman powers, it's also very lighthearted at some points. The cast is very humorous and fun and enjoyable to watch, and it's very nice to see them bounce off each other as they do. A large amount of people know me as someone who watched too much sci-fi as a child, and honestly that trend did not stop. I love sci-fi. So 4th on this list is Star Trek. Star Trek usually follows a crew on interstellar voyage across space, where they're usually stranded and unable to communicate with anyone. They discover creatures and people and worlds that no other person has discovered before. They go where no man has gone before. There are many, many, many different versions of Star Trek, including newer versions, older versions, different versions of all different kinds. If I had to recommend any Star Trek, it would definitely be The Next Generation. I think that Brent Spinner, Sir Patrick Stewart, and Jonathan Frakes are amazing, and I would 100% recommend them to anyone who hasn't seen it. Something people might not know about me. Number 5, the little poetry that I do read involves everyone's favorite Raven, Edgar Allan Poe. He's a darker poet, a virtuoso of suspense and horror. He's well known for his gothic style. I'm going to go ahead and read to you guys a paragraph from a short story he wrote called The Island of the Fae, if I can find it. So mere-like was the glassy water, that it was scarcely possible to say at what point upon the slope of the emerald turf its crystal dominion began. My position enabled me to include in a single view both the eastern and western extremities of the islet, and I observed a singularly marked difference in their aspects. The later was all one radiant harem of garden beauties. It glowed and blushed beneath the eyes of the slant sunlight, and fairly lapped with flowers. The grass was short, springy, sweet-scented, and asphodel interspersed. The trees were lithe, mirthful, erect, bright, slender, and graceful. Of Eastern figure and foliage, with bark smooth, glossy, and party-colored, they seemed a deep sense of life and joy about all. And although no air blew from out the heavens, everything had motion through the gentle sweepings to and fro of innumerable butterflies that might have been mistaken for tulips with wings. I've linked all the podcasts and streams below. Let me know what your favorite stories are. And do you write them yourself? Does somebody else write them? Who is it? Who is that person behind the story? As a bonus, I personally write short stories myself. I was thinking at about 100 subscribers, I was going to release them exclusively to this channel, so get hyped for that. If we hit 100, I will 100% release the most embarrassing ones with horrible writing and awful technique, and then I will release the best ones as well. It'll be a laugh and a half. It'll be a laugh and a half, and then the serious ones will be, oh wow, that's pretty cool. But I can't do it by myself. I need you guys' help. So hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and tell a friend to check me out. Let me know what I should do in my videos next. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time. Remember everybody, that is at 100 subscribers we will be releasing all of my written stories. There's probably about 10 of them. I'm really excited to show you all, so I hope we get to 100. Share with a friend, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll see you all next video. Dab.